All right, so let me paint a picture for the use case, and then I'll jump in and kind of show you how I address this, right? So earlier this week, one of the items that's been on my list for a long time was to migrate from the managed package version of action plan templates to the new sales plans that Salesforce released. And the new sales plans, very slick looking as far as like, being able to edit what tasks are part of the plan. And maybe I'll take a step back just to explain what it is. Imagine a use case you have a case record, and every time you create a case that has a type of like a type of billing inquiry, right? Whenever that case is created with that type, you want it to automatically assign four tasks to that case, right? So action plan templates, great way that you can do that. Create a template, put some, a record triggered flow in place so that every time the case is created of that type, it automatically assigns the template to it. Tasks are automatically there as soon as you create the case, right? So pretty slick use case. Um, the new sales plans work very well. Like I said, they're exact same functionality, but just in a much more clean interface, which is kind of cool. So I was going down that path and realizing that the new sales plans are actually really great. And then I got to the point where I'd already migrated the ones that I had for cases. I migrated the one that I had for, I think it was opportunities. Then I wanted to do it on a custom object, only to realize that sales plans don't support custom objects. So I was like, come on, right? It's like that one thing that you always say, like the one issue with any kind of new piece of functionality that you roll out. So for the one custom object action plan template that I had, I needed to come up with a different way of, creating those tasks when that custom object was created. So just to keep things simple and just to get it done so that I can uninstall that managed package and go on with my cleanup efforts, I created a record triggered flow on Create for that custom object that would create those four tasks. And this is where I'll share and I'll kind of walk you through what I started doing and then how I kind of rolled this back to try to simplify things a little bit. So let me know if you can see my screen. Should be able to see my account review page here.
Yes.
Yes, no?
We can see it. Yep.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yep.
All right,
Yep.
good. Okay, so this is a custom object that I created in this demo environment called account review. Very simple use case. We have the account name. It's linked to an account record. It's got a date. People can put some notes in here. And every time that we create an account review in this org, we want to make sure that four specific tasks get created against this account review record. So what I did, if you go to setup and we go into flow, um, what you might do is go to new. We would create a new flow that is a record triggered flow. Go triggered automations, record triggered flow. And we want to create it on the account review object after the record is created. Every one of them is going to get this. We're going to do it in the after context. So here we are. All right. So we are going to create some tasks. Now, the direction I started going down was I clicked add and I said task. And I see that there's an option here for new task. And if you hover over that, it's a quick action. There's this one, create new task. I didn't know what the feed item thing was. So I think I went with this one. And I started filling in the details for this task, like who it's assigned to, the due date, and everything else. So let's just say that this is going to be assigned to whoever the running user is. So we'll grab the user ID. We'll say the due date is going to be, and I'm going to minimize y'all so I can actually see what I'm doing. The due date that we're going to put in here, we're going to grab that from the flow interview current date. We are going to say that the related to is going to be the triggering ID, so the record ID. The status, we'll set that as well. We're going to say this is, actually, I don't know what status is. I thought that would be something else. We won't include that. And then the subject, right? So we'll include a subject and we'll say this is task one. Okay, so in theory, this should create a new task whenever I create this account review record. So I'm going to save this. So account review tasks, and then I'll show you where the trick comes in after we give this a quick test. So we save this, and let's do our debug. We'll select our existing one that we have here, make sure it's in rollback mode. We'll run this, and we'll see if it creates a task. So we started it, triggering conditions were met, It ran the create new task, then roll back. So it looks like that worked correctly. Now, okay, so this is where I get into where I found some difficulty. Well, in my use case, I have like 15 tasks, right, that you want to create. Now, I could go in here and I could start hitting copy and paste and basically duplicating all the stuff that's in here. And that would be a way. But what I decided on doing was I created a new resource here, a variable. We're going to say task subjects, right? And then we'll make this a data type of type text, and we'll allow multiple values, right? So what's cool is then I can go in here and we can create an assignment element, and I could say task subjects. Let's call that add task subjects. And then in this, we can create, let's just say we'll do 3 of these, and we'll say task subjects add. This is task 1. I will copy this in this. Okay, why can't I click? Oh, yep. So task subjects add. This is task 2, and then same thing here. Add task 3. Okay, so basically I create an assignment element where I just add a bunch of the subjects into a collection variable, and then here I can create a loop, and we can say for each task subject, and we're going to loop on the task subjects. So for each one of them, this is where again it gets a little bit more complicated, but we'll go through this quick. We're going to create a variable called current task. This is going to be a record of type task. And then we'll create another one here, called a variable, call this tasks for insert. This is going to be a record of not for input of task, and this will be a collection. Okay, so now here, what we'll do is we'll create an assignment element, and within this one now, we're going to say that the current task related to ID is going to be equal to our triggering count review record ID. We're going to say our current task assigned to ID is equal to the running user. I got the wrong one. Let's try that again. This is running user ID. We'll say the current task due date is going to be equal to the flow interview current date. And I think that's everything I need except for the current task subject. And that's going to be equal to our current item from the loop, which is our subject list that we had. All right, so this is set details on current task. All right, so we do that as the first item in our loop. And then here we create another assignment element and we say add to collection for insert. And this is going to be our tasks for insert. We are now going to add current task, right? And that's it.
So you like to keep them in separate assignments?
I do, yeah, because what always happens is I'll add that to the end of this one. Like I'll put it right here, and then I'm like, oh, I forgot a field, and they don't give you a way to reorder them, so it infuriates me. So I don't do that. Yeah, keep them separate. So we go through a loop for each subject. We update the details on the current task. We add that to a collection, and then after all is said and done, we get rid of this thing that we had created there, and we do an create records. So then we say insert tasks, and we're going to do that from multiple tasks for insert. Okay, so let me save this. We'll run a quick test, and then I will take a step back and explain why I think this is the better option, all right, as opposed to creating individual task records. So if we run this, it goes through the loop, did loop iteration 1, iteration 2, create records. Looks like it had each of them in there, so it looks good. And what I'm going to do before I declare victory, I'm actually going to activate this, and I'm going to do a live test just because I think that's cool. We'll do new, and if I selected this account, this date, click save, you can see it created our tasks. Now, the reason why I think that this approach is cool, I mean, there's a lot of like setup that you have to do, and this could very easily be like a subflow or something if you want to do this on multiple different records or objects. But if you ever have to add a couple additional tasks to this, all you have to do is come in here and say test subjects, add this is task 4. All right. And now when it runs the next time, it'll now create 4 tasks instead of the 3 that we had initially. So nice little framework. And then all you have to do is control the task subjects in the first part. So yeah, that's what I want to do. I don't know if that's cool, but I thought it was cool just because from a maintenance perspective, it just makes it a little bit easier later, um, to add additional ones. Yeah. Any thoughts? Any
Thanks.
questions? Any way that you might do it differently?